Haven't you heard what the last synod ruled about the miraculous multiplication? Raj flushed. They were both just turned 25, but there were times when Tom Poplinich made him feel very much the raw youth, a rustic squire in from the provinces. Even in tweed and leather hunting clothes, the other man had a slim, self-assured elegance that spoke of 10 generations of urban aristocracy. Raj touched his amulet again. It was comforting to know that this was the genuine article, recovered 2 centuries ago and blessed by St. Wu herself, even if the church had ruled that belief made the relic holy, rather than the reverse. He forced himself into the door and pushed with knees and hands, back braced against the wall. For a long moment nothing moved, until he took a deep breath and threw the strength of shoulders and back into it, timing the contraction to the exhalation of his breath, the way the family armsman had taught. A seam parted along the side of his tight uniform jacket, and the thick slab slid open with a protesting screech of tearing metal. Raj dropped to the floor in a crouch, panting slightly. "Show off," Tom said as he sidled past. There was surprise and slight envy in his tone. His friend grinned. "A strong back comes in useful for other things than pulling a plow," he said, raising his own lantern. "Let's keep turning to the right." Raj genuflected again, touching brows and heart to the ancient, dust-shrouded computer terminal. "Look, there's not much point in going on," he said. This was the 5th level down from their starting point. Emptiness, offices, and storage space, eerily uncorroded metal and the smell of damp stone, and enough computer equipment to stock every church in the civil government and the barbarian lands as well. Poplinich ran a hand over the swivel chair before the terminal. Dust puffed up behind his hand, silver yellow in the light of the lantern. "Feel this," he said, fascinated. "It looks like leather, but new leather. This area's been abandoned since the fall. It should have rotted away to shreds." He swung the chair back and forth. "A greased axle won't turn that smoothly. And this doesn't even squeak." Raj shrugged. "They had powers before the fall. The spirit withdrew them when they proved unworthy." Tom nodded absently. That was from the creed. "I still think this was a naval installation," he said, picking up a plastic sign from one desk. It was made of 2 strips joined at one long edge. One side was blank, and the other bore black letters in the old Namariq tongue. "We's canna be fired. Slavs gotta be sold." His lips moved silently, construing it first into modern Namariq, and then into his native Spanglish. He frowned absently. Well, of course, he thought. "I don't know," Raj replied, heading cautiously out into the corridor again. "The Book of the Fall. Hey, there's a stairwell leading down here. Hand me the paint stick again. Says the military joined the rebellion." They had both sat through enough droning sermons on that. Tom's teeth flashed in a grin. "Just as my own interpretation, and please keep this from the Invigiles Against Heresy, will you? I'd say that the brigade and the squadron and the others were pretty low-echelon units, out in the wilds when the fall came. They didn't cause the breakup of the Holy Federation. They just seized power where they could when we were cut off from the stars." Raj felt a slight discomfort. That was not outside the canons of interpretation, but it was dangerously free-thinking. "Come on," he said. 2 more levels, then we go back." "That's a light," Tom said in a hiss as they turned the corner. His foot brushed aside a crumbling human femur. They had seen enough skeletons on this level to grow blasé. A brittle pile of brown-gray bone, hardly marked by the teeth of the rats. Bits of rope and stiff leather and rusted metal scattered about it. Raj squinted, then turned off his lamp. His friend followed suit, and they waited for their eyes to adjust. He could feel the darkness fading in around him, and with it the enormous weight of the catacombs. His mouth felt dry.